Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the Christmas update. This is a pretty big one, so we're going to go over some of the important stuff that you guys can get for free by just playing the game a little bit, but also there's a lot of paid content, of course, as well. It's a very, very big update. Here we are in the new port. And to start with, I'm just going to be honest, Scharnhorst 43 is essentially the free gift ship of this patch, which is awesome. If you watched my video on this thing, you'll know I had a ton of fun with it. It is a very, very enjoyable ship to get, and you can get it for free. It's simply in the Battle Pass here, on the free track specifically. So within this Battle Pass, there are two separate premium ships, but most importantly, Scharnhorst 43 is on this top track halfway through. And that means it's going to be free to get just by playing the game a little bit. The article said 1 to 3 games a day for 5 days. You should get to the Scharnhorst 43. That's not too much time played, and you should be able to get this ship, which is really cool. We also have the stored 43 here as the premium unlock at the end of the Battle Pass here. This one is a little less interesting to me. That's why I haven't made a video on it yet. We'll see it eventually. But most importantly, there's essentially a free Scharnhorst that's more fun than the original Scharnhorst available to you in this update, which is super cool. Interestingly, with this Battle Pass, we actually only have the one tier of it, and it's a little bit more money than the other Battle Passes were. So you're going to have to do that if you want the stored 43, of course. But no extra Battle Pass here to actually give you the season bonuses or whatever like we had in previous Battle Passes. It's just the one. If you didn't see that video though, the TLDR really is a 15% speed boost that lasts 234 seconds, secondaries that reload faster than the original Scharnhorst, torpedoes that reload much faster, 45-second reload on these torps, you're spamming them out once you're brawling, and the only downside is a little bit longer main gun reload and a little bit less main gun range. It's pretty fun. It's a very, very fun ship. This thing goes really, really fast. It's like 36 knots with the speed boost up. It's really, really fun. The stored 43 here, real quick, is just a bit of a hybrid DD. Pretty decent guns, to be honest with you. The reload is pretty decent, but the range isn't amazing. The torps have pretty good range as well, but low damage. But they're quick, but take a while to reload. The real gimmick here is that you have a super heal, and you have smokes at the same time. So you can play pretty aggressive with this thing and still be able to function reasonably well. But I only played one game of it into tier 9 and it didn't go so well. So I'll have to play it some more before I can get a video up for you guys. Of course, the other major component of this update is the Dockyard for Michelangelo. You'll know I was having some pretty good games in this thing, having a lot of fun, just full sending it in, brawling it out with these amazing sap secondaries, and very awkwardly placed main guns in the middle of the ship here. So the Dockyard is now available. So if you go over here, you will need to complete some phases via money if you want to get this ship. It's not a free event necessarily. You're going to have to get 5 phases for 6,000 doubloons, and that's the minimum cost to actually get this thing. Here's the intro video. As you can see, I actually haven't clicked on it yet in this update. Yeah. High secondary battery damage, certainly. So yeah, you're gonna have some time to complete this, 62 days or whatever it just said there. And these starter packs are gonna be a good way to get you in early. You do get yourself a bit of a discount on these starter packs, but keep in mind, they're not available after completing the first 4 shipbuilding phases. So the idea is to get you invested early. And if you don't complete it then, well, essentially the doubloons were wasted since your goal really is the Michelangelo. So keep that in mind if you don't have time to grind over the next 2 months. Maybe don't go into this early. Wait until you know you can get it at the end if you did happen to have the time to grind enough. And sure, you'll pay a little bit more, but at least you won't have potentially wasted those doubloons. That would be my suggestion here. So if you do end up doing it though, you do get your 5 phases here for 6,000 doubloons. And that, just like that, will be enough if you grind the whole patch to actually get this thing. And of course, with all dockyards, we do get the nice animations of the shipbuilding. Of course, something to keep in mind when it comes to this dockyard as well. There isn't actually a middle stage ship like we had in some of the original Dockyards where there was a lower tier premium ship partway through. So with this one, it really is just the ship at the end. That's it. I would consider it a little bit weird that that's changed, to be honest with you, kind of pulling some content away that was free for players. But like we mentioned, the Scharnhorst 43 is that free ship, that kind of gift ship over Christmas for people. So I'm not too upset about it here in the Dockyard that we don't have a ship partway through that you could earn for free, since the Scharnhorst 43 kind of fills that role for this update. Now, I'm sure the other thing you've noticed is that the Salvage for Victory event hasn't actually started yet. This is the one where you can get the Kitakame for a lot of resources. This one is starting the second week of the patch, so you'll have to wait a little bit. Next week will be when that one starts and allows you to spend a lot of resources if you want the Kitakame. So any combination of research points, steel, or coal, this is the total cost if you use only one resource. Very, very expensive to do, of course. So bit of a resource sink is what the Kitakame is, but you are getting a few other premium ships with it, which of course we will take a look at in a little bit. Probably next week, more than likely, when the event starts, so we can get those ships. But research points is seemingly what they're wanting you to go for with this one. The most efficient way to do that really is to reset the Harugama line over and over and over again. I did this the other night and got a lot of research points. Went from 35,000 all the way up to 177,000 just by resetting that line over and over again. The reason being, it is the cheapest one to free XP. So if you have a lot of free XP lying around, what you're going to do is you're going to reset the line with a little button at the bottom, and then you're going to research all the way back up to the Harugama with your free XP. But make sure you don't buy the ship. That's really important to not waste credits. And then you're going to click reset again and do that over and over and over again as long as you have free XP. And then once you've done that, you're actually going to notice that there's a multiplier on the research points little token in the corner of the ship there. And that gives you the number of times that you've actually reset the line and going to give you those bonuses. So you don't actually have to play the ship every single time, which is really nice. So that's what I did. I reset a bunch of times, got up to, I think, an 11x bonus on the Harugama, and then played those ships once each in co-op and got a ridiculous amount of research bureau points. That, of course, is not the only way that you can grind for resources that work in the Kitakame event here in this update. You, of course, have snowflakes. So as you enter games in each tier of ship, you're going to get different resources. So at lower tiers, you're going to get some coal. But once you get into tier 8 and tier 9, you'll get some steel. Super ships give you quite a bit of steel this time instead of research points like it did last time. And tier 10, of course, going to give you those Santa crates. As always, the loot boxes are back for Christmas. And if you play your tier 10s, you're going to have the option to exchange these coupons for actual Santa crates to unlock. If you have a lot of ships in port, of course, if you are going to play one game in that ship, you're going to get a few more actual rewards. So if you have 300 ships in port, let's say, every game you play is going to reward you with essentially 3 tokens to spend on other ships. So it'll essentially just allow you to get through all your ships in port a little bit quicker. You won't actually have to play everything. And that exchange rate appears to be 5 tokens for the good crates. I would recommend probably going for that as much as you can. They have the best chance of giving you the premium ships out of them, which is probably what you're looking for. Something to keep in mind with this year's Santa containers is they actually have changed them a little bit. They've added some of the newer premiums in, but also removed a lot of older premiums. Some of these here you're going to notice that are already available for coal. You know, Moskva, Kaba, Black, Flint, Marceau, Pommern, all these things. But something to keep in mind is that if you're interested in some of these older ships out of the premium containers, from the Santa gift containers, that is, you actually won't be able to get them. So maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. Just something to keep in mind if you are interested in buying into these loot boxes here. And of course, you'll be able to tell if you've actually received the reward based on this little snowflake in the corner on the ship here in port. And for Michelangelo, I haven't got it yet, but I would get 80 steel if I played this ship in a random battle and got 300 base XP. Actually, any battle type, sorry, not just random battles. Any battle type is what it says here. So just get 300 base XP or a win, and you should be good to go. And we're still not done yet, guys. There's still more to this update. There are some ships that have come back for resources or just to research outright. We have the Lauria coming back into the armory for steel. Really cool to see this thing back so soon. There was an event for this ship for 35,000 steel, something like that. It was a little more expensive in that early access event. A lot of people, myself included, assumed it would be a long time before we saw this, much like the Brisbane took forever to come back, but I am pleasantly surprised to see this thing again, just because that's really cool that it's not so exclusive for like a year or something like that. I'm a little bit disappointed it's back though, because it probably means I should play it again for you guys on the channel. And I didn't have the best time with it before. So look forward to that. Not just the Lauria though, of course, we also have the Bungo line releasing this update for everyone. So it's no longer in early access. Another one, glad to see it back, glad to see it here, available for everyone to research, but also a little bit nervous about making some more content on this line. As you know, it didn't go so well for me, so we'll see. I will definitely be making some videos on them though, don't you worry. And last, we finally have Piemonte out of its early access as well. So this super Italian cruiser is now available for research and purchase just for everyone. Really cool to see. Pretty massive amount of sap damage out of these 254mm guns. Pretty strong super ship. Again, I should be making some content on this thing soon. Lots of things, a lot of videos to make this update. But I did want to make this one video here to kind of go over everything for you guys, just so that you know generally what's going on this update. Now, on top of being able to just outright purchase Santa crates, as well as doing the Snowflake certificates for your tier 10s, there are a few Santa crates that you can get for free. The first one you'll be able to get for just entering the armory. So you go into the armory here in game, and you'll see it here in the bottom right. So just click claim gift, and there you go. You've got yourself a Santa crate. You'll also find that as you log in daily to this game over the Christmas update here, that you're going to get some Santa containers as well. So the first day here was just premium time, but tomorrow it's going to be a daily reward as a Santa crate again the next day. And you'll see those sprinkled throughout the update here. And super containers, probably not even as good as the Santa crates are, let's be honest. Super containers a little sad, but you know, a few Santa crates here sprinkled throughout. And the other spot I can find some right now are in the armory here. If we, oh yeah, here's your pricing. At least in Canadian, pretty expensive. But here in this free bundle, you'll see that there's actually 5 Santa containers to get. So if you're collecting these throughout, you'll get 5 more here. The other ones that I mentioned, but I actually can't find them, are apparently there's going to be 1 Santa gift container on a portal article, and you just have to go to the article and click a button to claim it. But I'm assuming that's an article that's coming up this patch, as well as another one in a patch notes scale final mission. So not sure exactly what that means, but there's a few ways to get some free Santa gift containers. These, of course, are the small ones, not the large ones, which I would recommend you go after if you are going to grind out some of those tier 10 tokens. Very expensive, but generally the payout of these bigger ones is a little better. A little better chance to get a premium ship, by the way. You also see another currency here, Christmas tokens. What on earth are those for? Well, if we go over here to Holiday Adventures, and we do look for these festive camos, this is where you'll be able to spend them. So there's some decent camos here for a lot of different ships. If you're interested, that's how you're going to spend those. I'm honestly not sure if there's any other way to obtain them other than just buying Santa gift bundles, but that seems to be the only mention of them for now. So a bit of a bonus if you do decide to spend in some of these Santa crates. And the last thing, of course, I need to mention is that there is going to be a 50% off discount on a year of premium. I mentioned this back in the Black Friday bundles and event, where that's one of the 2 times that I recommend, if you're interested in spending money in the game, to spend money. The Black Friday event, of course, for the ships being on a discount, but this is the other one, where you can get a premium account for a full year at 50% off. That's a New Year's sale, so it's not available quite yet, but if you are interested in playing this game throughout the year, and you do play it quite a bit, I do think premium time is probably the best value, since it's going to affect every match you play. rather than a premium ship only being a benefit to you when you're in that ship, which isn't all the time, especially if you're grinding other lines, that kind of thing. The premium account is a little better for that, and this is where you can get it half off for the full year. Still expensive, but it is a decent deal if you're going to play the game a lot over the next year. Now, before I end this video, let's see how good my luck is here with this one Santa crate we got. This is a small one, but you're probably going to get, yeah, some coal. Fair enough. Decent resource that will help you out on the Kitakame event, as of course, if you are interested in that thing. Again, second week of this patch is when that event will be available, and we'll see just how many actually we find in random battles with that ship, because it is not cheap. You're gonna get a real feel for how much resources people actually have in the game, I guess. But there you go. There is the holiday patch, kind of an overview of the interesting bits here. I haven't been doing these patch overviews for the most part just because they're not all that interesting. It's mainly a new early access line every couple months and then a few little tweaks here and there. But the Christmas patch was big enough that I figured I probably should go over it, since there is a lot here and a lot to do. So it can be easy to kind of get confused, a little overwhelmed with it. But the important thing to remember is play the game a little bit over the holiday season, and you'll get this amazing Scharnhorst to mess around with at tier 7. That's the real gift of this update, in my opinion. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.